You deserve a clap.
Hello.
He's very restless.
It's difficult to get his facing sometimes.
Yeah.
It was really sad for me because I didn't have any scenes with him.
You don't even one scene with Goodly.
No. Goodly is part of our.
Goodly doesn't know her.
Things like, oh, shadi kab hui, oh, bacha kab hua, and all these random things being like, does it really matter? Like, just eat your food and go to sleep. Speaking about ageism, even I have faced that since the beginning of my career. He's like, now I think we need to do a film together. And I was like, yeah. Like, I can't wait to get back on a set with him. Because I know that, like, now also I'm a more evolved actor. And I feel like there's so much more new arenas to explore.
Okay.
We're
Breaking the stereotypes, yeah.
Breaking all stereotypes. Yeah, we met a lot of Goodlies. Then we like this one.
We chose this.
I love this interview.
There was a niche.
Hello, my name is Sonil Dedhia, and I welcomes you all to News 18 Showsha. You may be wondering what's wrong with my English, but it is the Darlings effect. And I have with us the team and the cast of Darlings.
Perfects.
You deserve a clap.
Hello.
We also have a special member.
Goodly.
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 Tell us
Just
about
named
Goodly.
him.
Yeah, Goodly.
Yeah.
Tell us about Goodly. How special?
He represents love and sorry in the film. That's it.
Aww.
No more spoilers.
Nothing bad about it.
But he's part of the film.
He's part of the film.
He's a character in the film.
Yeah.
Right.
In most of the scenes.
Yeah.
How was your
Experience shooting
experience
with
shooting with Goodly? Yeah, I really want to know your.
I had a great bond with Goodly.
Uh,
I mean, it was nice.
Yeah.
He didn't get into position very often. It was difficult.
He's very restless.
It's difficult to get his facing sometimes.
Yeah.
It was
difficult
really
to-
sad for me because I didn't have any scenes with him.
Oh.
You don't even one scene with Goodly.
No. Goodly is part of our.
Goodly doesn't know her. Yeah.
But must be difficult for you to cast also, no? I mean, search.
Yeah, we met a lot of Goodlies. Then we like this one.
We chose this.
I love this
There
interview.
was a nationwide search hunt for a good.
Oh, pink Goodlies, right? All pinks.
And Goodly came through.
You know, Darlings, we all saw the trailer and we all really loved it. You know, the kind of response that has been coming. You know, it's a very dark comedy, and it actually looks into a very serious topic. As a director and as actors, where do you draw a line where it doesn't go and offend people who have gone through the subject that you all are addressing?
So you obviously are sensitive towards the subject. If you want to say something, and I think every film has a voice, whether there's a message, no message, every film has to say something. And when you're talking about something like this, our characters are going through a tragedy in their lives, and for them it is a tragedy. They're not trying to crack jokes. It's just the situation is so funny that makes it a comedy. Right. So it's situational comedy. That's what makes it a dark comedy. So yes, that's how we deal with it, because nobody is insensitive to violence or any other message that we were trying, anti-violence or any other message that we were trying to say through the film. Yeah.
Alia?
No, yeah, I think I've never, at any point, even in the writing, there was an intention to cross the line. See, it is a very thin line between dark comedy, between darkness and comedy. And because here, the darkness is representing a subject that we all feel extremely strongly about. And, you know, just as a topic, how important it is to understand and be sensitive to that. We were never letting never did the comedy trickle into the darkness, and never did the darkness trickle into the comedy. So the comedy is, like she said, situational, and you actually kind of just feel for these characters. So their personalities become humorous. And it's not dark for the heck of being dark. It's an emotional drama kind of dark. Because it's extremely, it's actually quite hard hitting, I would say, some of the circumstances that really make you wonder and think. So at no point was that treated with any lightness. And the fact that we were extremely aware about it while making it, I think we feel pretty confident that we haven't ever taken an insensitive route or anything like that.
It is a story of survivors. They are all actually surviving, whatever they may be doing in the film. So,
Yeah.
Does this kind of a genre give you room for improvisation as actors?
A lot. I feel.
Yeah, I mean, see, the thing is, I've never also understood improvising for the sake of improvising.
Yeah.
But yes, like, because we are eventually becoming these people, right?
True.
So there are certain things that these characters land up doing which maybe is not written in paper.
yeah, but it works.
But it
It
works.
works magically. I think that's the fun of it because they are in character.
See, when you have the written word which is exquisite, like it's completely crafted and it is perfect in its own existence. So there is, the first demand is to kind of make this beautiful writing come alive.
Come alive, yeah.
And that was one of the intentions that we all had. Like this, it speaks to us beautifully as it is. So let's try to achieve this. And if at all we are not able to get certain beat or something, and if at all, and which happens when we're working with spontaneous actors, that sometimes they might feel something, sometimes a light might fall or some accident might occur, and those mistakes are very, very beautiful for actors because they can actually start using those. So stuff like that was happening, and Jasmeet is always waiting for something new to happen in a shot. So as much as we want what we want, but कुछ अगर extra कुछ तड़का मिल गया तो रखने का.
Jasmeet, how reassuring was it when Red Chillies and then Alia came on board as a producer and having a dream cast like the people sitting out here and Roshan Matthews, Rajesh Sharma, was it reassuring for your debut project?
It's a dream come true for me. So because you write something that people have liked firstly, and then I think all filmmaking is collaboration. So you might want to achieve whatever you want to achieve, and you give it your best shot. But then you have such beautiful collaborators. There's nothing better I can ask for. So yeah, it's a dream come true for me.
Alia, was it a natural progression to? I'm sure you must be thinking of getting into production. I'm sure there would be other scripts also in consideration. Was this something that that happened like a natural progression?
Yeah, but contrary to what you just said, there was never any other
Okay.
script in consideration for me to produce. Also, production and producing is very different because,
Yeah, line production.
yeah, I mean, even now I consider myself, Eternal Sunshine is more of a creative production house, as a boutique production house, you may say. It's more about like really getting to the creative aspect of this in a way.
Development.
Being a filmmaker, who is not the director. That's what the idea was to always do, because one doesn't understand anything beyond the creative side of it. And the business numbers, you talk to me and I've left the building and gone to another part of the country. But it just kind of naturally happened when Darlings came to me. It was a very unique story. It was a very beautiful story, and it was something that I find myself also gravitating towards as an audience and a viewer. I like content like that. And the fact that I was getting an opportunity to be a part of it as an actor, I suggested that, listen, I would like to produce this as well. What do you guys think? And they were extremely on board. In fact, Jasmeet and even Gaurav from Red Chillies and Shah Rukh, they were all so excited and so supportive of it. And it genuinely was a dream collaboration in that sense, because I didn't have to think about the production aspect of it. Even though we were shooting in the peak of COVID times, just after the second wave, there was a lot that needed to go into managing it logistically. But yeah, the transition just happened very smoothly, and now it's like oh wow, there's so many possibilities, like so exciting. Life has just become, like a new challenge is on the way to just building new content. And like, there's no honestly better satisfaction even when I see Darlings on screen today. It started off like so small, like a little teeny tiny script, and now it's a whole movie and it's being watched and liked, and it's so exciting.
Shefali, was this like a welcome change from the characters that you played in the recent years? Also, our industry is such that it tends to kind of compartmentalize an actor very easily. So coming from the characters that you played, and when this was offered, where it's in a space of a little dark comedy, where you
It
can
was
also
very refreshing. And I was like, thank God, finally. Uh, I don't regret the characters I've played because they've all been so special.
Yes.
But with those characters, there's a certain build-up of an image that, oh, she will only do very serious, strong women. And Shamshu's very strong, but she's strong in her own way, you know. So there was this image, like a lot of people used to get, even today, get intimidated to meet me. Because they're like, you know, she must be very serious, you don't crack jokes around her, you have very serious. Yeah, actually, so many people have told me this. So I was so excited when I got, when I heard the script and I read the script. And I think I'm the closest as a person to Shamshu. You know, she's just no, what do you call
No
it?
filter.
No holds
Bar.
No filter, yeah.
No
No filter.
filter, no pretense. What she is what you'll get. There is no major evaluation of. She's not politically correct. She
Speaks
just
her mind.
instinctively from her heart, ये करना है ये मैं करूँगी, ये सोच रहा है ये मैं बोल दूँगी. You know, I feel this is right, we should do it. So she is like that, which is great, and she's really a cracker. Like she's really, there's something
Wacky.
off. Completely
Backed
she's a
out.
wacko.
We are very excited. As much as it's a great thing that has happened for Shefali, I feel it's a better thing that is happening to the audience when they get to eventually see Shefali in this role. I feel like
I'm sure.
that's
I'm
the
sure.
exciting part for us now.
Vijay, you played Moin in Gully Boy.
MCVC Moin Bhai.
MCVC Moin Bhai.
MCVC Mohin bhai.
Yeah. And he belonged to the world of Dharavi.
Yeah.
Hamza comes from Baikala. Okay. Now, you know, when you're staying in Bombay, you know the difference between
Correct.
Dharavi and Baikala.
Correct.
And like you mentioned, you know, you had this beautiful writing which was there as a script. How do you elevate and make the audience understand that, you know, Moin is not Hamza and Hamza is not Moin?
I mean, because there are completely different characteristics and character traits and emotional and psychological responses, and they are very different people. The idea is that, I mean, as actors, we want to create a bank of roles which are very diverse and different from one another. And as much as I want this to be different, it may be that people may say कि अरे तो same किया. So I can't comment on that. But personally, I make sure that I kind of stray true to the milieu, to the place that the character comes from, the way they want to speak, and those are the choices I make, and I kind of deliberately work on it. Like my script would have close to 100 words, which I can just keep a bank of, and I can use off the, just off the mind if required within a scene. And there are certain songs, sometimes some simple line is there, and that gives you a character. Sometimes just like, we discussed like what kind of perfumes, what kind of music, what kind of sunglasses, what kind of glasses, what kind of TikTok videos. Like the entire universe of this place was discussed extensively, and we figured out this thing. Right. And details of it, which you will actually watch in the films. And hopefully it is different from the one that we've created otherwise.
Shefali, you've time and again mentioned how you battle ageism in the industry, and you've been through the transition also. You've often credited Delhi Crime as the catalyst or the change that happened in your career. Do you agree if it would have happened a few years earlier, you would have had it would make you much more satisfying as an actor?
Of course, it would have made me more satisfying as an actor. I mean, I would have been more satisfied as an actor is the wrong word, because as an actor, I don't ever want to reach a point where I am satisfied.
Right.
Because then I'll be like, okay, I got it. I don't want to be there. I want to be. I am greedy. I want to do more work. I wish this had happened earlier, but I am very happy that it's happened. I mean, some years ago, if you asked anyone, not just pertaining to me, if you just asked or spoke to anyone, you'd say, would a woman in her mid-40s or 40s actually reach the pinnacle of a career? Pinnacle is again a wrong word, but would she actually be hemming something?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, no. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
there is stuff for women who are young. And I don't even know what young means, honestly. Yeah. because it's very subjective. But there's no point looking back and saying, "Arey, ye hona chahiye." Nahi hua na. Now this is what has happened, and I'm very glad about it. I'm very glad about it. Touch wood.
Better late than never.
Yeah. There I durust hai.
But Alia, we're still battling the same, at least female actors are still battling the same,
Yeah,
you know,
continues.
because you had to kind of go out and put out a post
Yeah.
regarding, you know, and also there's a difference between fake news and probably, if I may call it, idiotic news.
Yeah.
You know, you normally just don't, you know, react.
Yes.
Do you think it's still time, and what made you react so aggressive? I mean, it was a little aggressive because
Yes.
coming from you.
Coming from me.
Yeah.
Because very unlike me.
Yeah.
I think what made me react was exactly that you're subtly trying to make some weird kind of commentary on how a woman's life is suddenly going to change just because she's gotten married and she's having a child, which I think is extremely unfair to me and to women all over the world, especially in the country in general, who are probably building their life, building their career, maybe fighting for a certain respect and value in workspaces. We are currently, I'm an actor, but there are so many other million workspaces wherein which a woman has to be like, hey guys, it's okay, like I can still come to work, I still need to come to work, and you don't need to be like, no, put your legs up, don't do anything, don't move your hands, don't sneeze, like, you know, like, it's just a certain extremely archaic philosophy and understanding which we have moved and transcended forward from as a generation. But the media, the certain sections of mainstream media, for example, for some reason, for clickbait, or for the lack of, or maybe to create a controversy, or to create some stupid news, just likes to report in this most irresponsible fashion. And if you actually think about it, the public doesn't think this way. The younger generation doesn't think this way. So there were like 100 comments on people saying, "Hey, what's your problem? Leave her alone. Like, why are you going on and on about even things like, oh, shadi kab hui, oh, bacha kab hua," and all these random things, being like, does it really matter? Like, just eat your food and go to sleep. Yeah. You know, like, there's a certain, that's what I'm saying, there's a certain palate and a certain taste that now if we don't voice our defense against, and if we don't speak about it, then there's never anything that one can do. And speaking about ageism, even I have faced that since the beginning of my career. You're so young, how do you,
Right.
how does it matter?
It doesn't work the other way.
old,
I mean,
yeah.
it works both ways, right?
It works both ways. And it's just something that I feel women are constantly battling. It just always becomes like a woman's fault, or a woman's prerogative, or a woman's choice is always questioned. And honestly, with being completely candid, to hell with that kind of thinking. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
really, there's a high time, 2022 now. Live like you're in 2022.
Right.
In fact, it was, I think, simpler some time ago.
Yeah.
You know, not 100 years from now, but like
Yeah, but earlier.
2
like-
decades ago.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just in this middle period where there's this age of information and conversation where mindless chatter is given the most importance. But
Yeah.
actually the magnitude of chatter, which is probably on the writer side, is not given any importance. Right. Suddenly 4 people are saying something, you're thinking only about what those 4 people are saying. Why is our attention only heading towards negative news or negative comments or negative thinking? So yeah, this is my whole of it.
Anil, have you got the time to sit and meet Ranbir and discuss things? I mean,
No.
because he was promoting Shamshera, you've been shooting, you've been, you know, promoting Darlings.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a conversation to sit down and just relax and just have some time?
I mean, of course we continuously speak, but there hasn't been that designated sit down, relaxing time where one is just dreaming and sipping on some beverages and having like candid conversations. Because yes, we both have been extremely busy. It has been unusual schedules, but we're going to find that time and we're going to get away from it all and put our phones off and have all those lovely conversations.
It is often said that distance makes hearts grow fonder. Is that happened between the two of
If
you?
it's any more possible for it to grow fonder, I think I think it continues to grow fonder.
So sweet.
Most definitely.
I want to ask you, you know, Shah Rukh, a few days back, tweeted about how, you know, nervous he is, and he's like literally biting the nails till the time, you know, the film goes on air. And you replied that, you know, we'll go and do the manicure, pedicure together. So How was the dynamics like with him, and was it like a very like you mentioned on the trailer launch also that he actually is like Shah Rukh doesn't really co-produce films,
Yeah.
but he did it as an exception.
Yeah.
What's the equation like out there?
I think it's an extremely, ever since our first collaboration on Dear Zindagi, it was a very simple / passionate / creative experience that it's like, if you ask me who's my favorite co-actor, like from all the men that I've worked with, it has to be Shah Rukh Khan. And no offense to Hamza, or sorry, to Vijay or any of the actors that I've worked with, only because of in that short period of time, it was so refreshing, and also because I've looked up to him as the star that he is, the actor that he is, the personality that he is all my life. And I was just so much more in awe of him after we worked together properly. And this is the second time we're collaborating, you may say, obviously not as actors, but this time as producers. And even now, he's not somebody I speak to on a daily basis, or I don't need to have any formal conversation with him. But whenever we see each other, it's just very easy and very comfortable. And there's a lot of respect and love in the dynamic. And even with regards to Darlings, he was, through his extremely busy schedule, he was always there for all the important days. He came for our Muhurat Puja, he came for the shoot day, like a first day of shoot, or suddenly randomly he was shooting for Pathaan and he just arrived on set with unannounced, without anybody, without Ravi, without any, his manager Pooja. He just arrived like that, and everybody was in shock and a bit of a tiz on set.
Yeah.
Even like when Chef wrapped the film, we had a bit of a celebration for her. He came even for that. And all these things he does extremely quietly, with no great attention or focus. He's just extremely unassuming and simple, and that's what we love about him. So yeah, I'm actually can't, honestly, we had a bit of an exchange, and he's like, now I think we need to do a film together. And I was like, yeah, like I can't wait to get back on a set with him. Because I know that, like, now also I'm a more evolved actor, and I feel like there's so much more new arenas to explore.
Sure. Is there a film in the works?
Unfortunately not. Hopefully soon.
Thank you so much, darlings, and we should thank
Goodly.
our silent spectator, Goodly.
Thank you, good.
He behaved well.
Yeah, we didn't involve her. Thank you so
Or
much.
me, him.
Pleasure talking.
Him,
Him hai.
Him hai? Her? Acha,
Him.
Pink mein him?
Huh?
Okay.
We're breaking
Breaking the stereotypes. Yeah,
Breaking
sorry.
all
Yeah.
stereotypes.
Great. Thank you so much.